wherever and whenever you are, and welcome back. In a very, very meaningful way this time. Welcome back to QuestJunkiesUK. Finally. Thank you for your patience, everyone, whilst I've been on the mend. Getting my cyborg self back in the game here. It is an absolute pleasure to be back with everyone. Cyruscape is super loud. Chill, Cyruscape. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, everyone. Dramatic music. Rah, coming back swinging. Hey, massive hello to everyone who's in the chat already. Good to see you all. Lots of familiar names. And I see everyone jumping in that giveaway. Yes, please get in there. And thank you to our engaged subscribers. Both of them. Tally and Patch, thank you very much. And it is an absolute joy to be back with these lovely people and all of you folks over there in chat as well. Thank you so much for joining us here. It has been 3 weeks or so, but it is very, very nice to be back and to have all of you to join us here. Good to see you, Lee. Well, good to have you in there. So yes, as people have been jumping into that giveaway, do make sure that you are in there as well, like our friends there have been. Do that exclamation mark, enter. Oh no, I'm tiny. I don't look like my... There you go. Sorry. There you go. A bit washed out there. Hang on, there we go. That's better. Sorry, everything's different and broken. What's happening? Okay, so as we are jumping into things here, yes, please do get into that giveaway. We have lots and lots of special goodies to give away today to celebrate our return. Those wonderful, wonderful friends of ours over at Trollord Games have given us some tasty vouchers. Not your average $10 vouchers today, my friends, no. We have two $15 vouchers and a $25 voucher to give away to 3 lucky people today. And thanks, speaking of people that we are very good friends with and love very much, my brother-in-law, who most of you will know more probably as Thug from Candlekeep Mysteries, as was, has very generously given us a Steam key for Baldur's Gate 3 to give to one of you lovely people. So, exclamation mark, enter in the chat. Cheers, Papa.
I enter. Please.
Yes, today. Fuck it. Yes, you can.
Yes.
Only today.
Oh,
only today.
Gate 3. So bad.
Exclamation mark, enter for your chance to win, everybody. Oh, and Roveljack's coming in with inspiration for Arius. Thank you.
Arius,
oh god, I haven't used this overlay for so long. This is the old school way of doing the
Who gave Arius inspiration?
Roveljack's.
Thank you.
Arigato, Thug. Yes, indeed. Hang on, wait. I don't have inspiration. Sorry.
Good.
Oh my god, yeah, literally.
Actually, I think... Oh, no. Behave.
I do not want to be in the foreground.
Mid.
I'll be mid.
Okay. There, I'm just trying to grab the crystal here. There we go. So I've just like making them invisible over and over again. There you go. So there's a crystal for Arius. And I'm afraid, Caroline, you do not have inspiration either.
Helen,
AC.
she's got
Betrayed.
charm.
Hope you're looking forward to your double D&D day like Patches.
Oh.
I'm sure
I'm in danger.
in so many places.
Mm-hmm.
It's Brienne. I haven't seen Brienne here yet. She's probably plotting your demise.
100%.
Okay. There we go. Right. Okay. Sorry, folks. Trying to get myself properly lit here. Okay. So, what are you two conspiring about? Very conspiratorial. Huddled over something suspicious.
We're reading the notes.
I'm just reading all of the stuff that we've apparently been doing.
No
The
worries,
corpse of
Papa.
the warden. No, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember slamming my trident.
Nice, Roveljack. So you're playing with Kaz. Nice. That's good to hear.
I think I have
Right. Okay. Yes. Speaking of, what on earth has been going on? Let
Actually, no,
us
this is
remind
the next
ourselves and then jump into things here. Hey, Avziel, thank you for that follow. And thank you. There was a couple of follows while we were offline for that period as well. Thank you, everybody. So, dear friends, let us remember what is going on. Our friends here in the People's Pod of Chessenta, this upstart rebellion who is causing trouble for Sharla and her regime here, the tyrannical regime, which we do not particularly want to stay in power, so that's all good. They escaped from a prison far in the north, near Luthchik, up here on the edge of the Bay of Chessenta. And with the mysterious benefactor's help, they escaped and made their way along the long crawl to Heptios, right there at the northern edge of the map. After various shenanigans and escapades in the city of Heptios, including enjoying the hospitality of the hanging weaver bird-like, nest-like buildings of the bird folk of Heptios, they met a bard, a talented, dexterous, shady individual known as Reese. And travelling together down along the length of River Heptios, there, which runs north to south from the bay, they skirted. Hey, Zachary, thanks for the follow. Thanks for all these follows, guys. Good to be back. They skirted around the moor of the god Swallower, keeping close to the shoreline of the Methmere. And finally, where you see the pin marking the spot there, they ended up in the village of Meth, which was in the throes of its regular kind of mini Olympic Games style kind of. This whole region is very Greek in style and feeling. So if you want to picture what we're at here, this is the way to do that there. And they took part in the games there, and they jumped in, and they were seeing all of the various events that they could compete in, and all of their chances there. And they started to make friends and allies. And, to cut a long story short, over the time that they were doing that, they managed to overthrow the current regime's forces in the village and take control of it for themselves, all whilst maintaining the image and the what's the word I'm looking for? Pretense that the original tyrannical regime's people are still in control here. As they were finding themselves able to have a stable base of operations and start to spread their network outwards, their rebellion grew in strength and popularity, and they have extended around the entire Meath region through various good deeds, spreading, reappropriating wealth throughout the people of the region, because the rather shoddy regime and governing of the place at the moment means that everyone is suffering a bit. Sorry if that's a bit close to real life for people. And as they were looking into various options and opportunities, Reese's mothers paid them a visit with some information about somebody who had caused them a lot of trouble and wrongfully imprisoned one of their employees back in the day. Imprisoned them in one of Chessenta's re-education facilities, as the regime is strongly against magic users, except for those of the divine forces of magic. And they were locked away in the Skyrider Mountains that you can see there in the east, at the north end of the Methmere Lake. And they travelled up there with a certain amount of trepidation, going over the water, because Arius's big mummy goddess, Umberlee, is causing a bit of trouble for the party. Has almost killed Caroline on several occasions. But yes, just a bit of fun, And as they travelled up there and into the mountains, using subterfuge and deception to slip into the prison and figure out the workings of the place, they sprung into action, and that was the last session that we had. Luce, in Emma's absence, was being a very useful little boy. Thank you very much. He wild-shaped at the top of the tower to slip into the warden's quarters, but was a little confused when a completely different person came out and then used illusionary magic to become the warden. But shaking that off and slipping into the chambers, they quickly looked around. They found the information they were looking for, the location, prisoner transfers, and other re-education facilities that they can attempt to rescue the Arcanists from, to aid them in their rebellion. Luce also discovered the slightly ripe corpse of the actual warden, tucked away in a big chest in the room, and also a letter which seemed to suggest that this imposter was a member of the rebellious section of the Arcane Force, the Arcanists and wizards driven underground and forced into hiding by the regime. But there are those amongst their number that would seize control by any means necessary, and are rather impressed by the actions and the path taken by those red wizards to the northeast over in Thay. And they seem to be trying to enact a similar ceremony, a similar ritual that will give them power and the ability to start their own magocracy here in Chessenta. This same group is the one that is suspected of having snatched Kaerlin's fiancée on the eve of their wedding. Don't worry, Talium. Art will not imitate life. No, life will not imitate art. Although that was very, very rash of Patch to propose when this is his main storyline in this in this game here. Now, as the documents were gathered there, Luce returns down to Arius in the main control room of the prison, and with a swift punch of a few buttons and ensuing panic, they released all of the anti-magic fields, and all of the prisoners were released into the complex. Some of them are very nice people, including the one that you were aiming to recover and save for Reese's mothers. A lot of them were very bad, and the ensuing chaos was quite the gauntlet for Carolyn and Reese to maneuver through. They were hit by a few wayward spells, but nothing too drastic, although Reese did manage to avoid being teleported into an endless falling demi-plane for a while, which is probably for the best. They managed to get through there and rescue Mira, the friend of Reese's mother's, and the other well-meaning Arcanists, and fighting their way out with Prisoner 13, they were able to escape down to the docks and back off away on the boats that brought them into the Skyriders here. Whilst travelling back towards Meath, Prisoner 13 gave them the code to open the old vault where they had stashed Reese's mother's treasure, and they gave Carolyn some information on how to find her father. The code name, The Teacher, was given to him as he was captured doing various good works of education and teaching the arcane to younglings in the various parts of Chessenta. Then she, in the words of Viva la League, portaled away and disappeared, but not before she had transmitted the information that Luce had recovered from the warden's office through her various magical tattoos and abilities and scrying-like messaging abilities to her various contacts around Chessenta. A force that might come back and to need to be reckoned with in the future. We shall see. You returned to Meth, and on the journey, Carolyn, in discussions with one of the old Arcanists that had been rescued from the Skyriders institution there, had more information to share with regards to that little stretch of woodland that you can see. Let me zoom in here. But there, guys, look at Roll20 here. Have you seen the new the new toys. They did a
New toys.
look at this. Look, they did a cone measuring tool. Can you see that?
Oh.
So if you
That's
have
so
a
handy.
cone attack and stuff, you can do that. It's very cool.
Useful.
Yes, it is. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I digress. So yes, that patch of woodlands, as you can see there to the north of Meth, is called the Dassos, a large forest within which are various intriguing ruined towers, old wizard's towers that Caroline was delivered a map to by a mysterious old man, a different old man, not the one on the boat here, out in the outskirts of Meth. They have visited a couple of them, and there seems to be a link between the old arcane users and the Imaskari, the ancient civilization that was here in this region and used portals to bring through vast quantities of labour from a little-known blue-green mote of dust in a far-off galaxy known as Earth. The reason that there are lots of Greek and Egyptian influences here in this part of the Forgotten Realms. But that was not their first effort. Earlier attempts were successful, in a manner of speaking, but not quite what they had intended, as they inadvertently connected with the plane of dreams and those beings that live within, known as the Quarry. Trapped here by the Amaskari, they sought to preserve themselves by forming a symbiotic relationship, much like the Quarry of Eberron. And they joined in with certain locals of the region and created a symbiotic relationship with a group of individuals that used to live in this region, creating the Forgotten Realm instances of Kalashtar that we are able to meet from time to time in the Wakiverse, one of which is Caroline here. This overlay has the old frames on, so I don't have your I don't have your lineages and classes here, I'm afraid. But as you arrived back in Merth, there would have been a time jump for a while that you spent there in the town. So those of you keeping track, could you add 3 days to the timeline there, during which you saw that the Arcanists were
Day
housed.
23.
Thank you. Were housed and settled in Merth, and a magician's guild, a wizard's guild, if you will, was secretly formed, because you are still under the scrying eyes and the prying eyes, I should say, of Shala and her regime. Yes, Luce.
Luce will insist that their code name is the Fermenters Guild.
Note it.
And that is non-negotiable.
Okie dokie. So yes, they use their magics to produce various delicious ales and meads while they're at it, so they can pretend to be a different kind of Fermenters Guild. And yeah, if anybody asks, you travel to the vault, and using the magical tattoo which Reese had used their abilities to shift upon their own arm, were able to open up the vaults and redistribute the wealth that was within there. And also amongst yourselves, there were several magical items that you were able to take possession of and have at your disposal in your efforts here. Then, our friend Amenhotep, a monk from the distant stronghold that his brotherhood is in control of. I'm gonna take a slight shift here, and they're not up in the Skyriders up in the mountains that you guys were just in before, because that's where the re-education facility and things was. I'm gonna put it down here in the Smoking Mountains, so just across from Meth here. A monastery run by the good folks of a little organization known as Candela Obscura.
Oh, no, that's the critical role.
It is, and exists in the Wikiverse here. One of their rare instances where they're active outside of their homeland of Heptios, but one of them had come to meet with Amenhotep in Meath because one of their airships had gone missing in its voyages far to the south to a jungle peninsula known as Chult. Amenhotep needed to help his associate in this matter and took a journey with them to go and see that all was hopefully well. Do join us for our fabulous Tomb of Annihilation stream, which is going to be back. It's going to be one of the last streams to come back online, I'm afraid, so to wait a little bit for that, but we will be back into that as soon as possible. Hey Seb, hey Zachary. Now, as we return to our friends here in the town of Meth, our view zooms in through over the lake, over the small fishing docks and into the bustling interior of the town, and to a certain manse owned by one Dampier known as Fenicus. And into the gloomy interior, around the large table, our rebels are gathered, trying to decide just what steps they should take next. They have the locations of other re-education facilities. They have information on how to take the next steps and further their rebellion. They have contacts to make, supply trains to disrupt, high-ranking evil peeps to take out of the equation, and their own personal things that are bubbling away in the background as well. So, players, over to you as we return here into Chessenta's Tyranny. Alright, thank you everyone, and welcome back. Do check out the fabulous Carolyn, aka Patch of QuestJunkies, if you want some beautiful intro credits like that. And for all the cool streams that they have, including later today, Strad. Delicious.
I'm in danger.
Somewhere in the library in Meth, Astralicious looks around and is like, me? Oh no, sorry. Okay, so, dear place, it is over to you. Charisse, your fixer and contact, mysterious benefactor, is with you. And the options are all there. What would you like to do? And how do we feel about everything? Luce, let's say that you hadn't... You definitely should, Thammy, you definitely should. Let's say that you hadn't yet shown that letter to Carolyn.
Okay.
The one that suggested that the warden of the prison had been there looking for other good-hearted arcanists to use in a ritual. Like Carolyn's fiancé.
Understood.
So let's just start with that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, well then I will. So I'm assuming that we have blueberry pancakes and cinnamon rolls, and we're sitting at a table, and I provided a fish tank filled with little edible yummy fish for Arius, etc.
Oh yeah.
I think then I would probably. Okay, I can't keep a secret. Helen,
Yes.
I got something spooky to show you. I have to be honest with you, and I wasn't trying to hide it.
Spooky.
I've just been a bit absent recently. My mental health, it's gone down like wolf. Okay, and I
It's
will.
very concerning.
Yeah, I know. How are you doing mentally?
You're in the right.
Oh, that is a loaded question. Well, let's just quickly recap. The state has my father captive somewhere. A evil wizard cult has my fiance held somewhere. There is a big sea bitch wanting my head somewhere out in the ocean. I have two voices in my head currently, other than my own. And now I have you lot to look after as well. How am I doing? Probably better than I should be, to be honest.
Well, you know what? I know we're all enviable of Arius's position right now of not having a family to have to worry about. But unfortunately, I cannot give you good news. I can, however, give you news, and I will pass the letter.
Take it and I will read through it.
I will respond to Arius. I'll say, oh, well, Arius, I'll tell you this. I found this in the prison, in the warden's clutches, in his office, no less. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. A slight head inclination from the DM. So, do you want me to read the letter, or do you guys know it?
I don't know.
It was basically,
I
to paraphrase it, it was saying that most of the arcanists in the facility were evil and not useful for their plans, but they had found Mira and a couple of others that were potentially usable, and they were going to take possession of those assets. But then, hey, Phantom, thank you. But then they were in the middle of writing that letter when the riots broke out. And you have rescued Mira and the others.
Well, shit. That's concerning. Is it just me, or does it seem like a lot of the chaos going on at the moment? I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of connections here that people aren't seeing just yet.
I have a feeling and a theory.
Do share.
Okay. So, like, what if Sharla, was in league with the evil arcanists?
How do you define an evil
Fascinating.
arcanist?
I don't know. The ones who don't like Carolyn's wife. That's a really good definition. If you don't like Carolyn's wife, fiance, evil.
I've never met Helen's fiance, so I cannot determine if I like her or not.
Okay, that's so fair, actually. Hang on, Carolyn, what is she like? Is she a bitch? Because that might make her more appealing or less appealing, depending on how you describe her.
You see, she actually has like this really warm smile on her face now. Like, she is. Well,
I bet she's hot.
oh, are you kidding? Hottest. She's like me. She's book smart. She's well educated. She's sassy yet very classy. Taught me everything I know and then some. She's very strong and independent. Not as brittle as I am. And just very, very loving. The most loving person I've ever known.
Did she not have any other family who would notice her gone?
She didn't. She didn't have any family. I was her family.
Also, I think had you left correspondence to the effects that you were going to elope? Because that was your plan, wasn't it?
Yes.
So people that when she disappeared, they would just say, "Oh, she eloped."
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
It's all timed rather annoyingly well.
That seems very much intentional. I would suspect everyone involved in your elopement,
Especially you.
especially.
I just feel like that's something you should say in this dramatic sort of tense moment.
I put a deer stalker hat on him. Arya. I side-eye Kaelin. No, I trust you.
Thank you. Going back to your point,
Yes, my actual question.
it would seem rather ironic for the woman attempting to rule the world and rid the world of the arcane would have to use the arcane to do so. That is
Well, yeah.
very
I also think
ironic,
kind of-
but I actually believe there's merit to that.
Well, because I kind of feel like it's a bit odd that, we go to this super prison and they have magical stuff stopping our magic. Like,
Oh, they're fine with magic if it's theirs.
Yes, and arcanists are okay if they are willing to be registered
Regulated.
and regulated. Yes.
Yeah, that's bullshit. No. I don't want that. You don't want that, do you?
What?
Yeah, exactly. He said it himself. He doesn't want it. Reese?
Reese has just been like tuning his lute
His
in the
lute
background.
is-
Yeah,
Oh no.
you know, musical instrument. He is a bard.
Sure he's not rogue?
Yeah, sometimes.
It's a jaunty tune.
No, not
undercut
actually
this conversation.
doing a tune, just like tuning.
So it's like bling, bling.
No,
Every
just
time
like you hear
yeah.
just like these like little like like just like metallic like.
Ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arius
ding,
hates that.
ding,
His
ding,
like
ding, ding.
shark senses are just like ugh. Every time you're twinging it, he's just like ugh.
Right. I feel like we're all very, very much on edge. Everyone take a bite of the pancakes. Lovingly made. Anyone want icing sugar? No? Do you want some on in your fish?
No,
Okay.
I don't like them with high blood sugar.
Mm-hmm. Well, Kaelin, there you go. I think that your fiance is being held by people who are, in fact, involved with Sharna, and also perhaps your dad. Who knows?
Wait, her dad is hold on. What did you say?
He's-
Her
It's
fiance is dad, actually.
That's
No!
scandalous.
We stopped them from getting near us, so they're short still. Means we got time. So we need to find them before they find another suitable candidate.
So what? Candidate for
It's-
rituals? Is that
Oh,
what it is?
there's something in the works here. Clearly, based on this letter. It's just, what do we prioritize right now? We don't have as much information as I would like, so we could work towards. Yes, Luz.
I have an idea. If you need a plan,
Please.
I think it's safe to say that we aren't going to be able to do a thing if we keep getting attacked by our mage killers and such, like we did very recently. I pointed at the hole in the wall that Arius made. There's like a smash cut, like flashback to like recent Arius dual wielding like lutes and tritons and lightning. Yeah, so that was kind of crazy. And I think we might have made ourselves even more of a target by going and exploding that prison. So my thought is this.
You shouldn't have thoughts.
They also can't prove it's us.
Wait. First of all, they do know our faces, so that's a little bit tough. But listen to my plan, and then I will take comments at the end of my presentation. Arius, hold up the cards. Arius is holding a card, and on this card there is a doodle of each one of us. It is terrible. It is a little stick man, akin to the one I showed you guys last time. Okay, right, this is us, clearly. Correct? Okay, that one's
Adorable.
Reese. Reese has like a giant lute. It's very phallic. It's pretty odd. Then there's
Reese
Arius.
looks uncomfortable.
He is half shark, half man, half shark man.
I'm not a mermaid.
Kaelin's got really big boobs. And then Amenhotep is floating. And I say, look, this is us. And this is what I'm telling you now. We're super recognizable. And I point to Reese, just him alone. Look at that.
Reese changes his face and becomes loose.
Stop being annoying. I point at Kaelin. Look at her. Super recognizable. Arius, probably the most normal looking one of all of us. I'm kidding. Clearly. What we need to do is this. Next slide, please.
Arius just like turns the cards over.
It's exactly the same. What is my suggestion? We use some of the money that we got from freeing Mira, etc., to create doubles of ourselves. We dress them up, we teach them how to walk the walk, how to talk the talk, and we send them inland, out. We don't tell them why. We just tell them they have to go on this journey and pretend to be these people. They can
It sounds like
The ethics question.
What's ethics?
I don't know.
it sounds like
They're
we're
us.
sending people to their deaths.
They're
Yeah.
us. Guys, stop being boring. They are us. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
next one is a map of Chessenta. Yeah. We, and there's a dotted line, sail into the ocean. We make a skillful evasion of Umberly, and we go to my parents' house. And make that our new base of operations, because I love my moms.
I feel I can sense several flaws in this plan, but
I don't. Very strange. I want to see my mama.
you want to see your mama.
Erebus.
There's no
please.
problems with this plan. What?
Erebus, yes?
Yes, it is Erebus.
Yeah, totally.
What you guys? Fenicus likes my plan. Right,
This is-
right.
That is quite a relocation.
It'd be perfect.
does-
We start at the bottom. We set up operations. We start at the top. Set up operations. We squish them into the middle.
I like
Like
It
a
does
pancake.
involve coming awfully close to the capital,
my
which
bomb.
is probably the one place we don't want to be right now.
Yeah, we're
What
not,
was
I
that?
don't think, ready for that. And the
Excuse
whole
me?
time, Reese is just kind of like shape-shifted around the group to various members of the group before becoming himself again.
Reese, you're being contrary, and I don't think that's good for my plan, which is flawless.
I'm sure we could make this plan work.
We have so much money.
Well, I mean, when I was training, we used to make copies of ourselves, like clay things, send them in, get them busted up. So maybe we could try something like that.
Ooh, clay.
I don't know how to do it. You'd need to find someone who's much smarter than I am.
Do you know anyone smarter than you?
Reese points at Carolyn.
Charisse,
Yes.
I assume that if there comes a point over the next concurrent days where there's a price on our heads after what we did. I'm sure you would be able to find out about that, correct? And you would be able to inform us.
Yes, I have contacts and sources of information in the relevant places.
Okay.
Okay.
Very
So
good.
I feel like we don't
We should start
necessarily
now.
need to worry about that until that word goes out.
I think
It's not going to be quick enough in this training.
we are on. Yes, Lucy's idea does have merit, and it is a common ploy used by people in power or people that attract unwanted attention to have body doubles.
Mm-hmm. We can do auditions. Say
I'd
it's for
like to meet my body double.
theatre.
I think we are probably on the verge of pinging Sharla's network and causing enough of a ruckus to have...
Be worth killing.
Yes, indeed.
I don't want to die.
Which, quite... We have so much still to do.
Precisely. Okay, right. I can tell half of my plan. Not very popular. Don't get why.
I
like
think
your-
that the
What about the
saving
part
of
where-
the general populace, we shouldn't be endangering them by potentially getting them killed by having them body double as us.
Can I just say that it would only be like 5 people? And if that keeps us alive, we're like super important to this rebellion. Without me, there'd be no pancakes.
How
And
about...
I guess without Arius, then Umberly wouldn't be after us. And then I guess we're actually really bad for this country.
Does it actually have
you
to
gonna say?
be lookalikes? If we have
No.
trained agents spreading misinformation about your whereabouts, that could be
I
as
do
effective.
really like that.
That I like. And your parents could help us with that, right? Because they're in the Thieves Guild, Reese.
Yes.
Very connected
Okay.
people, from all I've heard.
We do our best.
So, I could look into that, recruit some people to confuse and befuddle your trail.
I think that's a very, very wise suggestion.
Question is, whilst hopefully the authorities and those that would be looking for you are on the wrong trail, what is it that the real you will be doing?
My second part of my plan, you see, which I think is perhaps the strongest, which is we go and we hang out with my parents. So, okay, let me actually explain, because I think this is important. So, Umberly, if we play our cards right, could actually perhaps be kind of useful to us.
No, she's not useful to us. You're useful to her.
No, but okay. Think of the amount of destruction that she was able to do in Mirth because we pissed her off. If we timed when we pissed her off to coincide with really key points of the rebellion, she could probably help us out without realizing it.
Or you could just make an offering to her and ask.
Well, I look at Arius very uncomfortably. I know what I think you mean when you say an offering. And I don't want to put anyone in this room at further risk. even though I was willing to risk nobody's a second ago. I understand the contrariness of that. But there was a ton of damage.
You don't have to kill people to do offerings to Umber, you know. You can use gold.
Okay. Well, we used to do that. My parents used to do that.
Okay,
Call
may
in
I
every time to Uber? Remember?
Yeah.
May I just say this? If we're going to bring fermentation to these lands,
Yeah.
then of course that involves going beyond the borders of Mirth. So, heading that far north to see your parents? Absolutely. But what are we going to do on the way? Because that is the other side of the country. We need to think about short-term goals as well as long-term goals.
Okay, let's
Now
send
we
a
have.
letter to father, telling her we
Let's
want me to help.
let's not do
Then
that. Let us. So, here's how I see things. We still need to gather more information. There's various different ways of doing this. Oh, I'm becoming the fucking leader, aren't I? I didn't want this, but okay. So, here's how I see it. To gather more information, we need to expand our borders. We need to utilize the assets that we have gained since arriving in Mirth. There's potential in visiting some more of these ancient towers. They might grant us boons for the coming battles. There's also more of these correctional facilities that we could look into.
Look, something I kind of felt in this last kind of excursion, where we like literally, especially Amenhotep almost died, is that we have to kind of decide when to put our lives at risk and when to wait. And I feel like that was a bit, and I look at Reese and I say, I'm sorry, but I think that was a bit too close. I think that we didn't gain as much as we wanted. We got money and we got some information, but we have to be making bigger gambles.
We also put a stop to part of whatever is going on. They didn't get me.
The root of the problem, Reese.
We need to find the root.
That's exactly what we need to do. So we need to stop going to correctional facilities, stop going to towers, and start going to government, to Shala, and to the army, and taking them out.
I also don't feel I'm really the most useful on land. I'm kind of starting to wonder what the point is of me staying up here when I could do more down there.
Would you want to organize a undersea force to aid us? Is that something that...
I mean, if Luce wants to go out on a boat, I can try. But I don't know how comfortable you guys would be joining us or going on the ocean to begin with.
Therese?
They haven't made it so welcoming.
Sorry, Iris, go ahead, yeah. Actually, let me grab our friend Therese here. Therese has been looking very thoughtful and kind of like pondering the map as you've been talking, and she looks up at you, Luce, and listening to what you're saying there, Arius. And she says, Arius, do you have connections with the sea elves of the bay? Not those bound to Umberly, the others.
Blood-wise, yeah. Relationship-wise, not really. I can try though. I can speak their language. I look like them.
Your family might be amongst them. Sorry about the joke earlier, by the way. I was trying to be funny and I realised that was probably insensitive.
There is potential for us to make use of all possible angles, both above and below the waves. And Arius, that I don't believe the time is quite right, but I will want to turn to you when it comes time to approach the kingdom of Sabakar.
What's
No.
that?
Luce, you are very familiar with Sabakar because it's that whole
Oh shit, Sabakar!
the whole region south of Erebos.
Okay.
It is the also known as the Adder Swamp, and it is the kingdom ruled over by a vast group of lycanthropes, namely were-crocodiles.
Oh! And they're like sea elves who turn into crocodiles. Oh my
Actually,
God,
I don't know
such a
how much
good
crossover there's been
Oh my
between that
God,
and
I love the
the movie.
crocodiles.
But
Reese has
yes.
that. Not Reese. I'm not Reese. Reese has that. An external conflict.
Yes. Very well. I suggest that you accompany your mothers. And she turns to you, Reese. Or your mother, sorry. Just one kicking around at the moment. I suggest you accompany your mother back to Heptios. And on the way, I can find something for you to do. Then, whilst in the north, I think perhaps a small division of labor. Luce, Arius,
Hello.
if you were to make contact with those living in the Bay of Chessenta, that would be most useful.
Okay.
Kerlin and Reese, if you would be willing to accompany, I believe you can make some headway in finding what has happened to Yasia, your fiancée, Kerlin, and potentially make contact with Arcane Force for our purposes as well.
Well, I don't need incentive for either of those.
Then I suggest that you travel to Morduklin on the eastern shore. That is where the Arcane Force was born. And the little information I've been able to glean so far suggests that they retreated into the cliffs and mountains of Mount Thilbane. Do not worry. The various terrors of the Dracolich and the vampiric dragon that used to live there are long gone.
Okay. That's okay.
Just to clarify, the entire party is being kind of like split off in like 3 different directions.
I suppose split the party could be a way to put it. Yes, yes.
Oh no, that was an out of character question for the DM.
That's just
Sorry, I
space.
have no character voice today.
No, it's okay. That is being suggested for upcoming sessions, logistical purposes.
Okay.
I think my idea. Oh wait, am I on mute? Yes,
Nope.
I
You
think my idea stands then. If we're going to be doing lots of different things, and we don't want to be found, we need a base. And I think the best place or way to do that would be on the ocean. And we'll make offerings to Umberly. Like Arya said, he can show us how to do it. And if she gets incredibly frustrated, then we just figure out we've got to pivot, do something different.
Very well. So
I stand up. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to go and find a boat.
I'll go
Well,
with you.
I would suggest you travel to the ocean first.
Right, but like, it's got to be that way, right? I point somewhere.
Arius just corrects your pointing the other way.
It's got to be that way, right?
North. Yeah. Yes.
There you go.
So, you will travel together to Heptios.
Mm-hmm.
Get a boat and drag it all the way to the ocean.
And then Luce and Arius will enter the bay itself, whilst Kaelin and Reese will travel to Morducklin.
Okay.
Very well. Now,
I kind of look a little sadly at the others and I say, I don't necessarily want to split the party, but I just don't think we can agree on how to proceed right now. I don't know why.
Hands makes less work. We're getting things done. A lot of things need to get done. And it's not like we're going to be that far away from each other. Y'all are going to be in the ocean. It's like right next to Morducklin.
I
I
think
look
it's just
at Reese.
best if you reconvene in Erebus.
Yeah.
On the boat.
Just look until you see lots of fishing boats and ask for me. Or at least my last name. Don't mention my first name, just in case there's some spooky guys still looking.
Your first name sounds like your last name, so you could just say it was a slip of the tongue.
That's so true, bestie.
There we go.
And if you get super lost, and I look at Kaelin, or if you want some more assistance to do with those mage towers from someone who might actually be able to help you, I can try and get in contact with Aurelia, who I used to work with. She knew people connected to your father. The person who we brought back here ages ago, remember we rescued him? He knew her. She might have more info.
I think Ellen doesn't say anything. She just gives a slight nod. She looks very uncomfortable right now.
Oh.
Can we insight check that?
Go buy a boat. I take all of the money.
Make an inside check if you like.
But by the loose, is this the money that's been redistributed to the people?
Excuse me? But we kept some of it for ourselves. We said
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
18.
That's what I keep.
18. Okay. Let me see if I can counter that with something. Yeah. 6. Her presentation shifted rather extremely the moment it was mentioned about splitting the group. She looks incredibly concerned, and like her body language is usually quite open and relaxed, but she's kind of like she's leant forward, she's got her arms crossed, and she's like dictionary definition of anxiety at the moment.
Maybe there's a way we can keep the party together instead. Though I'm not really sure about half the party who can't breathe underwater.
It makes sense. It does make sense.
But just because something's logical doesn't necessarily mean it feels right.
What happens if Arius goes dark again and I'm not there to be able to push her back? What happens if the Fae come for Lucio again and I'm not there to hold them back? That's my whole fucking purpose. And she storms out.
Reese is going to follow.
Okay. Did you go like into the garden in the back?
I think so. Definitely out of the house.
Reese, you catch up with Carolyn outside?
Got the whole weight of the world on your shoulders, huh?
And then some.
I'm gonna go as well, just so you know. I'm gonna follow them.
I'm gonna sit down and order a beer.
But let's get me a beer.
Get me a beer.
How about the mint julep?
Awesome drink. I need.
This is my favorite.
I think Carolyn notices that Luce also comes out, but doesn't sort of change. They don't sort of.
And I don't know if Emma, you might have missed it, but Reese was suggesting that, you know, there might be a way to keep the group together instead, but it would be difficult because only half of the party can breathe underwater.
Right.
I
can breathe underwater now. So
It is a plan that makes complete logical sense. It is wise, it is well thought. I was just getting used to having a purpose, and that purpose was looking after all of us. And now that's partially going to be taken away. And someone with a lot of there in their brain right now, that's, you know, I can handle the stuff about my father, I can handle the stuff about Yesaya and all the terrible shit that we're going through. Sea goddesses, not being able to protect my friends, that might be a step too far.
At some point, you're going to have to trust your friends to take care of themselves.
It's not that I don't trust my friends, I don't trust the world.
Yeah.
This is the plan, and we will do it. But I'm just making everyone aware I don't like it, and if something does go wrong, then that's on me.
Kaelin. Can you just listen
Yes.
to me for 1 second? Yeah. I appreciate what you're going through, but I can't accept this kind of response. You're really struggling, and that's okay, and I'm here for you. But I kind of wish that some people would remember that my parents don't have anything going for them. They just go out on their boat every day to get fish, sell it, and go home. They're not mages. They're not immortals. They didn't sell their son to the sea or join the Thieves Guild, okay? They didn't do shit. And they are the people who are getting screwed over by this whole thing. More than any of us. Because they don't understand, they don't know. If splitting the party just once, so that we can make some real change, is going to make any difference, then we have to do that. Shh, you're not there. Helen, I don't want you to protect me. I want to protect myself and my cat. I think we've proven all of that to each other. I want to protect people who can't protect themselves. I know it's not super grand or anything at all, but that's what it is. If I'm going to be here for Chessenta, then I'm here for my parents. And on the way, if we split up, we split up. But we're always going in the same direction. So don't act like this. It's not fair.
She
I
gives
plate
a-
of pancakes on the floor and I turn my back on them.
Reese is going to reach out and just kind of put a hand on Luce's shoulder.
I think after you turn around, there's a very awkward moment of silence. You hear a big sigh from Kaelin, and then you just feel her arms wrap around you as she gives you a hug.
I'm going to bring Reese into this hug. I say out loud.
Reese
That's
awkwardly joins the hug.
And Arius doesn't have a family at all.
Yes, he does. He's got us. That's what breaks my heart, Lucio, because this family, it's not splitting a party, it's splitting a family. Even if it's temporary, it's still... You're all I've got right now.
Right now.
I don't want to lose anyone else.
Arius is probably wondering where we are. We should go back inside.
He's really not. You've been gone for like 2 minutes.
He's probably chewing on Fennicus. He's probably thinking we're dead.
He's just got his beer and he's got his feet up.
Kellen is going to hand Luce 25 gold pieces.
Oh,
Just make sure you get a really nice boat.
I will get a really nice boat. I'm gonna make quilted sails. That's probably a bad idea. I'm gonna paint the sails pretty colours.
Right, that's enough of that.
Does anyone want to come with me, or should I go by myself? I think Arius and I are gonna go and get a boat and stuff.
You should take Arius. It would be a fun activity for you two together.
Okay, fine, let's go.
Also, that was very well spoken, Luce. Better than anything I could come up with. But family is who you fight for.
Can I make a suggestion as well? Like,
Yeah.
if we're going to do this, then before we do, I don't know if I'm just feeling a little nostalgic, but what about a night on the town? And we can play that drinking game that we played way back when.
Oh yeah, 2 weeks ago.
It seems so much longer ago, you know?
I know.
It's strange how time is a weird soup.
Yes.
The breeze. I will head back inside after agreeing to this.
Arius is drinking.
Oh, no.
And Arius, I think Charisse is talking with you. I
You
hope
can still say everything.
I hope you're able to make contact there. If we have some sort of strength, presence aquatically, it would be most beneficial for when things really get exciting.
I have strength and presence aquatically.
Sharla's navy is based almost entirely in the Bay of Chessenta, and any allies that we are able to draw in from neighboring regions would most certainly benefit from being able to enter the bay unopposed. So if actions were able to be made by your kinfolk to scuttle, sabotage, disrupt...
I can definitely do that for you. Maybe. I'll try.
There is something I would like you to do on the way north. There is a village along the river Heptios, Antiade.
I'll just name it A. I'll remember it that way better.
I have one of my spies who recently sent word that they have information that they need to be collected. Take one of Lucy's pigeons.
I have tons of pigeons.
Wait.
They're on me.
Over your different cloak.
What?
Here's one of my
Oh, it's like that scene from Home Alone 2. The pigeons.
Are your kids getting involved in pigeons?
If you could meet with my contact, retrieve the information and send it back here via one of Lucy's birds, that would be much appreciated, and a good way to use your time on the way.
Yes. Right.
That's a funny name for a spy.
What?
Richie.
Richie.
The information.
Arius checks his notes just as Luce walks back and he's like, Luce, I need you to transcribe something for me.
His name's Richie. He's the information.
You see that he's just been drawing on the page as if like making it look like he knew what he was writing. Arius cannot write. So he's just like
Arius, we have some rather nice little random tables in the upcoming module from CZRPG, which is what we're playing here, folks. A sneak peek preview playthrough of this upcoming adventure. Arius, please roll me a d12.
Why? 12.
A 12. Okay. Charisse looks you square in the eyes.
He like blinks.
They are embedded in Antiadis as the blacksmith for the local guard.
You getting this, Luce?
Yeah.
So please, on your way, make contact, and we can get the information that they have retrieved for us.
And this is a friendly Richie, right? No biting this Richie. Shaking hands, Richie.
One of my finest assets. Please do not.
Can you make that in big
Do
letters?
not bite.
Thanks.
Now,
Love it. Also, look at this money that Claire gave me for the boat. Don't eat it.
I store it in my teeth. I don't eat the money.
Okay, then can you store it for me?
also, some more good news here. As you are now at renown level 14, the quartermaster, speaking of blacksmiths, your blacksmith friend here in Mirth, comes to visit you before you leave, hearing that you're about to hit the road and perhaps head off into danger. And they give you 4 potions of greater healing.
Ooh. Good.
Useful.
Yes.
How many? Can I get some for my pigeons?
You can give them a little thimbleful. Probably do the trick. So yeah, I'll just say in the module here it says you get 4 potions of greater healing a week. So these are the only ones you're getting for the campaign. Sorry.
Oh, safe.
Yeah. IRL game time, year and a half. In game time, 10 days.
Yep.
No. Okay, so you make your preparations, and remember you have your horses from your previous previous renown level. Give you, I think, give you your. Do you have the mounts already? Oh no, yeah, that was also at this level when you breached level 10. Yes, you have riding horses.
Wait, what level are we? Oh, we're not.
You're 14 at the moment. Yeah, renown level. Sorry. You're renown 14.
Okay. And we're level 4.
Level 4.
Level 14 Carolyn would be so different.
Okay, so you mount up onto your various horses. I'm slowly catching up with Critical Role Campaign 3, and I just got to where they just jumped on their horses and left for the first time from the spires there.
Mm.
So Luce will canter down to the docks to get a boat. And he'll bring Arius with him.
Again, I think geographically we're in the wrong place. You need to go north first.
Oh, we're not in Meth?
You're in Meth now, yes, but you need to go up to Heptios, so you're on the actual
Understood.
ocean.
We need to go to the ocean to buy a boat.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Goodbye, Meth.
Because Meth is is affected and has under the realm of Umberley, but just because it is an inland sea. But
yeah,
you want to head north.
You haven't even gone. You haven't even seen her.
No, I don't want to.
You've seen Lake Umberley.
Okay, then I will canter beside Arius.
I think Arius is really bad at horse riding, so he might actually just jump on behind you.
Okay. As we are cantering, I will ask Arius very quietly, Arius, I heard the end of that conversation you had with Charisse. You do remember that you're scared of the water?
Yeah.
So, I think we need to maybe do something about that, right?
Life's too short to be scared of anything.
Well, that's great, but maybe some exposure therapy so you don't get spooked.
You're right, I'll have a bath tonight.
Oh my god.
Wow.
It's a big step for him, I say to the others.
You can bathe me if you want.
I don't say anything.
Oh, shut up, fanfic brain.
Fanfic.
Okay.
I'll accept it.
So, you leave Meth and gallop north. Carolyn, as you first part of your journey takes you through the Dassos, you look into the dark green trees on either side of the road, wondering just where and what wonders those other unexplored towers are going to reveal to you as you get the chance to look into them. And also remember that the old arcanist told you of the Imaskari design of some separate secret location at the joining points of the spokes of the wheel, if it were, if you join the various towers together. You gallop through the woods, along the shores of the Methmere once more, glimpsing it off to the east on several occasions, until once again the Skyriders come into view, and you think back on everything that happened as you were raiding that re-education facility and rescuing those arcanists. But before you reach the foothills of the Skyriders, you veer north, and before long you climb up into the hills and reach the headwaters of the river Heptios. And galloping along its banks, you got full on Lord of the Rings travel montage.
Nice.
Big swooping. I was about to say big swooping drone shots, but they didn't have drones, did they? They were using helicopters, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
It was
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, pre-drone.
Oh,
my
watch one of
goodness.
those behind the scenes. They're insane.
Oh, I had like a really bad influenza break when I was an ALT teaching here, so I had to take the week off, and my friend had the extended edition and the making of DVDs for each.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I watched through the week. I watched all 6. Just
Oh, wow.
all the way through. It was so good.
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
But watching the making of DVDs after each one, I just got, and doing it all in a row I did every day. It was I got so swept up with the cast and the crew and all the Weta Workshop people and everything, and in the last
Cry
one.
when you got to the end.
Yeah, like when is it Jonathan Rhys Davis that was Gimli?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
At the end, like he hated his prosthetic, and at the end of when he filmed his last shot for Gimli, they had like a cast iron brazier on the set, and he did like a ritual burning of the prosthetic.
That's so funny.
It was amazing. Okay, anyway, yes, good stuff. Now, so yeah, that style. So the swooping shots of the horses, the line of horses traveling up through, and as you're galloping one of the days into the journey, again, loose timekeeper there. If you could add a couple more days onto the tally, please.
Okie dokie. Let's say
Um,
25.
Yes, it would be 25 now. You said 23 before, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see along the banks of the river a village that you had passed by and skirted around on your journey south because you were recently escaped from the prison camp and a bit nervous about entering into places like that. You see the village of Antiade and gallop down into as the sun sets down behind the Sky Riders. The peaks are silhouetted against a burnt orange sky. The buildings of Antiade, similarly with their white square walls, are turned that kind of burnt orange as the last rays of the setting sun bathe the village, and lanterns are slowly coming on throughout the streets. And in the marketplace, the vendors are desperately trying to sell the last of their wares before they have to pack up and get out of there.
Oh, cool.
So, as you go up into town, looking
Can I buy
for
something
this
from Snap?
blacksmith spy, what are you trying to do?
I am telling Arius, do not bite him.
Arius is biting your shoulder.
Oh my god.
He's getting it out of his system.
Okay. Oh, I'm bleeding a little bit. There we go.
He heals you.
Oh, thanks.
It's like that gif of that cat. It's just the bite and
Yeah.
then the healing.
Nom, 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 nom.
And I'm the cat who's trying to drink water, but the water's falling on his head.
So,
Right.
you have arrived. You have
Gang.
a
I say as we loop up the horses.
town watch blacksmith to make contact with.
Night out on this specific town. Whilst we also look for a spy. Who's in?
As well.
Huzzah!
Lead the way.
Oh, actually, I've never been here before.
We're looking for a blacksmith.
Okay. Are there people around, John?
Plenty.
Can I make a perception check to see who looks blacksmithy?
Actually, yeah, there is a mechanic for this. Yes, there is a perception check that needs to be passed to find the contact.
Okie dokie, I'm going to use this pink rose
Now-
quartz
It might-
die.
You
I'm not.
you may roll with advantage because you are all doing this as a group.
Okay. That was so shit.
That was so. No, that's awful.
Okay.
I have no way to redeem you from that.
I know, it wasn't even cocked. Good.
Lose.
I look up the horse's ass. It's that bad. I'm like, oh.
What was the total?
I'm just getting my. I'm just opening my sheet. Perception.
Yeah.
Oh wait, 14. Because I have a. Is that a 1? No,
a
that's a
7.
7. 14. That's not bad.
14.
Plus 7.
I'll say this. It's not going to be enough, but it's very close, and there is a certain warmth against your chest as Fox's fortune
Oh
heats.
shit! I dare.
And remember, if you were to trigger a wild magic surge on an innocent passerby, that would give you access to your probability wellspring, which gives
Okay, I will do this.
which gives you d6s to add.
Great. Okay, guys. Pardon me, and please don't judge me for what you're about to see. I'm gonna go up to a doddering old woman.
Oh no!
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Who's the real villain here?
Madam, Madam, excuse me. I just have to ask you one question. And when I tap her on the shoulder, I'm going to do a wild magic search.
You're evil.
Maybe I should have made it like a Chad. But actually, can I chicken out and make it a Chad instead? Is there a Chad? I feel doddering old woman that is too much.
Well, I mean, there are local, city watch members, and you are looking for the city watch blacksmith.
Okay, I look for the chattiest Chad in the world.
Okay, there's sort of gleaming, like human accurate, like pecs and 6-pack bronze armor. He's like standing there, like looking around the market.
I check it's not scuff, and then I will just
That's yes, citizen. How may I help you?
I
I have kept the peace all day long, and I shall do so into the night.
And I rub up and down their abs armor, and as I do that, I'm going to trigger the trigger.
I spent a great deal of time buffing that. Do not smear it with
How do I trigger the
your
wild
lowly
magic surge?
hands.
I say into the amulet.
So you clasp the amulet in one hand and touch the bronze abs with the other. Please
just grab one of the tits.
Please roll me a d12.
Is Arius looking? Is he judging me? No. Is it a d20, John?
A d12 followed by a d100.
Okay.
Because it is not decided. Well, our good friend, the Fox Lord Reynard, is not quite sure which wild magic table we're going to trigger here. A 3 on the d12.
3.
Okay.
Indeed.
That is the Bard wild magic table.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Suivant.
And then d100, yeah.
88. 89.
89.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow, abs. They're so metal.
Arius is laughing.
They're so bronze and oh wow. So is that painted bronze?
Wait, they're metal. Would each ab, if you like hit it, would it make a different note so you can play a little tune on the abs?
Theory.
Little xylophone.
Yeah.
So, Luce, you trigger the wild magic surge from Fox's fortune, which allows you to access your probability wellspring. So, let's have a look here.
You want me to roll? You do roll d6, please.
Okay, you're level 4, right, at the moment? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you've done this, you have 5 d6s to use. Okay.
Oh, cool! And I can use them at any point.
For yourself or an ally within 30 feet. Yes, on an attack roll, an ability check, or saving throw.
Perfect. Okay, I will remember that.
Sorry, one more. You also have the appropriate advantage ability, which means you can spend one of the dice when a creature within 60 feet of you makes an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw with advantage. You can use your reaction and expend the probability dice and force them to make a charisma saving throw, and then you add the probability to the DC. You add the dice to the DC. So if it's like a DC 12 and you roll a 6 on the dice, it would make it DC 18. And they lose advantage as well.
Okay, so it's going to be a 19 added, so total now. And what is the wild magic? Because I'm scared.
Okay, so yeah, you rolled a 6. Sorry, a 5. Oh, frozen. Loose, come back. Sorry, folks, they're away from home, so on some Wi-Fi.
I rolled a 7 on the dice.
You're the 7. Yeah, so you had 14 before, right? So you got a 5 on the probability dice.
Yeah, so it's 19.
Nice. So remember, you've got 4 more of those d6s. So make a note of that. Okay.
I'm going to.
Okay.
Per day.
Is that per day or just for the rest of the?
And until you want to trigger another with wild magic search.
Understood. Good. Nice.
Okay, so let's have a look here. You ooh, by the way, when you reach 5th level, those dice become d8s instead of d6s.
Right.
Nice.
I'm gonna be a weird god.
Okay, so the Fortune's Folly's eyes blaze impish green, and Luce, your vision becomes slightly impaired. Kind of get a kind of tunnel vision view. And Arius, Carolyn, and Reese, you see that Luce is now wearing a large, ridiculous caricature mask of the town guard of the chat.
John, is
Oh,
that
boy.
not actually overt magic that this guy is just seeing?
No, it's a trick.
Oh yeah, I'm a sleight of hand magician.
and he
Do you
looks
think
down.
I'm
He's like,
attractive?
Excuse me.
"You dare mock me! You dare mock me!" And he goes to catch you.
I'm
Oh.
gonna
Gonna scout
step
back?
in if this guy is gonna face up to Luce.
Wait, no, I've got a boyfriend.
I've got
Arius
a
steps
boyfriend.
in.
Yeah, Arius will get in his face.
Okay.
Okay, how are you going to try and
He's gonna hiss.
okay, make an intimidation check.
Hold on. That was really cocked on.
Now, Luce, and before we see this dice roll here, you could fling another dice that way.
Yes, I'm going to add a dice to this roll to make it really, really sexy. And spooky.
Okay, Arius, add a d6 to that as well.
30, 20.
Plus, so it's gonna be 6, 20.
It's 21.
Okay, nice. Okay, so yeah, he's like, "How dare you! This is an offense to impersonate, ridicule the local constabulary." And then just as he goes to blustering and goes to grab Luce, just sliding in from out of camera, just this hissing feral sea elf just comes in. He's just like, "What is it? Something! Guards! Something has come from the river!" And he goes running back off in the direction.
Just for an extra bit of flavor, can I do something funny?
Please.
Kylan will, as subtly as she can, just twiddle her fingers down by her side and mutter an incantation under her breath, and then flicks a small stone out of her hand as she casts Slippery Fingers.
Okay.
The small stone flicks out of her finger, hits a bottle, which then rocks into another bottle, which hits some a bit of rope that's attached to something, which then breaks, and a sign drops, hitting onto a
Oh my God,
shovel
that's so funny.
that flips a bucket into the air, which then lands directly on the head of this guard as he runs, causing him to
Very ruckus.
lift his arms up in the air, which then causes his outfit to loosen slightly and his pants drop to the floor.
Yes, the Root Goldberg spell.
Yes.
Love it.
Me.
Excellent.
Now, I did this all to help us find the blacksmith, who is, and I point towards.
Yes, how was the perception check again? Oh yeah, with the extra bonus, that's right. Yes, excellent. There is definitely someone in, as you look around the markets now that this distraction is out of the way, you look around and there is someone in a similar kind of guard's garb, and similar kind of colours and uniformity to it. But they also have a leather apron over that and massive arms, as they're kind of looking at a vendor that's selling various tools and implements.
Right, guys, before we go up to him, do we want to have a cover story? Or do we want to just be like, hey, we know you because we have a friend called Therese?
I think maybe slightly more subtle than that, but yes, pretty much. They are supposedly an ally, so don't have to be too careful, but maintain a little bit of care.
Okay. Do you think he knows we're coming?
Possibly.
Okay. One of you guys should take the lead. I step back, still wearing the mask of the guard.
Kaelin will approach. I think we'll sort of casually just be looking at some of the wares like a potential customer would.
Look, all I'm looking for is a replacement hammer. The newcomers here have put quite the strain on my operation. I have several swords and breastplates, and it broke my poor beloved hammer, banging out those stupid abs in that bronze breastplate. He's saying to the to the stallholder. So,
Well, you have some very fine wares here, my good friend. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Just admiring your stock.
Thank you. But I'm afraid I have to close soon. Please make your choice quickly. Yanis, please. Let me just... this one will suffice, yes? And like the blacksmith is like eyeing the handle on it, making sure it's like looking sturdy enough. Nothing shall replace my beautiful hammer. But needs must, I suppose. Here you go. And he pays and starts to move away.
I'll sort of like, I have a friend actually who's rather good with hammers, particularly special ones. Don't know if you would have met them. Charisse.
You're saying that to the blacksmith?
Yes.
Yeah. And he turns and without missing a beat. Ah, yes, they do good work. Are you looking to make a commission?
In a matter of speaking.
Yes.
I primarily work for the city guard, but I could make time. If you
Well, we
have...
certainly have plenty to give.
Very well. Reese. Could you please roll me a d20?
Okay.
Ooh.
As for
That's
each spy meeting, there is the disguise of the spy involved that you roll for, and there is also a complication.
Oh,
Well, I hope an 18 is good.
Let's see. Okay.
Just a flat roll?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's have a look here. Okay. You... okay. You, starts to make that contact there, and as the sun was setting over the Skyriders there was that, that interesting kind of glow where there's like just a sandwiched kind of gap of open sky between the mountains and then like the clouds that were gathering above. And as the end of the day comes here, the various vendors and folks start to pack up, and things much quicker, as first with a little pitter and patter here and there, and then faster and faster, and accompanied by a crash of lightning, a huge storm comes rolling in off the Skyriders, and a huge downpour starts to wash through the town. And everyone just starts scattering and like quickly packing up and trying to get inside. Again, everything is illuminated once more with this flash of this bright white lightning. As Carolyn, you and the blacksmith, Yanis, were moving away from the stall, the sudden push and shove of the various shoppers and people and market goers here trying to desperately get out of this sudden downpour is making things a little tricky to kind of stick together. Could you please make me, Carolyn and Reese, please make me an acrobatics or athletics check as the sudden push and shove starts to kind of almost like a stampede in the marketplace here. And Arius and Luz, could you please make me a stealth check as another crash of lightning illuminates a group of City Watch marching determinedly towards the square.
Oh shit, that's bad. I'm gonna use another D6.
Okay, we're gonna burn through these quite quickly.
I've just got a 6, that might help me. 9.
I don't remember. Did we change the rules for inspiration? Do you have to declare that you're going to roll with advantage beforehand?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Oh boy, I forgot about that.
14.
9.
Okay.
22.
Okay. Luce, you got. How'd you go?
Oh, wait, no, not 9 for me. 13 for me, 14 for Arius.
13, 14. Okay, good. Right. Let me roll our guard's perception here. Okay. Right. Luce, Arius, thanks to that crash of lightning, you see these determined guards marching towards the marketplace, and you, I think, Luce. Emma, sorry, this isn't a nook in a hollow tree as you requested, but you grab Arius and pull him under an abandoned market cart, and the two of you are huddled together in this little empty kind of space underneath the cart.
Proximity troop.
Oh my god. Except it's probably like horrific and full of spiders. It's not romantic at all.
Just rainwater just flowing by.
Ew, there's mud.
Okay, Carolyn, I'm afraid. Which were you trying, acrobatics or athletics there?
I was trying acrobatics because that would my modifier for athletics is a -1, so definitely not that one.
Okay, so yeah, you're like parkour, and you kind of like jump off like one of the wheels of a cart nearby to kind of get around a bundle of people rushing to get out of the rain, and your feet slip on the wet of the wheel, and you just go like falling down into the mud. But Reese, which were you also using acrobatics?
Yes.
Okay, yes, with your deft skills, do you resist the temptation to pick a pocket or two?
Yeah, I would resist the temptation to pick a pocket in favor of potentially trying to help get Carolyn from being trampled.
What are you going to do without your quota of silk handkerchiefs?
I mean, there are plenty of pockets to pick. You know, it doesn't have to be right now.
Reese, you have a choice here.
Okay.
You can use that success, especially with a 20 plus. You can use that success to go back for Carolyn or keep track of Yanis. If you go back for Carolyn, you'll lose track of Yanis in the crowd.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a wisdom check to see.
Which is the success?
Yeah, it's like, do I hang on? Do I go back for family or do I focus on the mission? And it's like, nah, I gotta go back for family.
Carolyn,
that's not a roll required.
Carolyn doesn't look in trouble, just inconvenienced.
Okay, if it's just inconvenienced and not like in trouble,
Mm-hmm.
I will focus on the mission.
Okay. So yeah, you definitely slip between the panicked people. They're like, quickly get under cover! Oh my cabbages!
I think as Reese is going like through the crowds, like hood up, just going to be like just shifting faces within the crowd, just staying unrecognizable.
Reese, there is something useful we could be done here, because Yanis did make contact with Carolyn. So before you catch up with Yanis, do you change into her?
Yes.
Right.
That's smart.
So yeah, you see, managing to make your way through the crowd, you do see Yanis sheltering under the awning of a nearby building on the edge of the marketplace, and in the shadows of your hooded cloak there, shifting into the ravaging features of Kalen Stogrove, you step under the same awning and pull back your hood, and he's like, "Oh, I'm glad you were able to follow. That was something."
Well, we
that
hadn't
happens.
concluded our business.
It happens from time to time in the edge of the mountains here. Very changeable.
Did we worry about a lot of erosion, or does the village stay pretty safe?
Oh no, we're a decent ways from the steeper slopes. Now, did our mutual friend send you?
Yes.
As you overheard me saying to the vendor, there have been an influx of soldiers from the capital. And not the bribable sellswords that Shala has scattered throughout. It seems they have been training more local forces in Luthchek and are starting to distribute them throughout. They will not have reached the south yet, but up here in the north you must be careful.
Sorry, I'm just taking a moment to write all this down.
Nice.
John, just for my notes, that is Charla's basically got sellswords in
Yeah,
this.
you've met
north,
the different bands of mercenaries
Yeah.
before. Yeah. So yeah,
and
she
has
was.
something changed with that.
Yeah, the spy is saying that there are more locally trained, like Scuff and his ex-comrades. There are more locally trained soldiers coming out of Luthchek.
She's building up her forces.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Good. Anything else that we should be aware of?
Where are you headed? What is it you're looking for?
Best not to concern yourself with that. Can't be tortured for information you don't have.
Indeed. But a destination, perhaps? If there is any intelligence or somebody that I could put you in contact with?
First destination is Heptios.
Ah, I see. Things there have calmed down after the previous festivities. There is a contact that you could make. They are you aware in Heptios of the undermarket?
The shadier elements? I
Yes,
believe so.
it is in the interior of the hill. If you head into the undermarket and wish to make contact with Jerice's network, look for the ogre that makes doilies.
Wheelies!
I think, unintentionally, Carolyn's face, because that's the one Reese is wearing, just kind of lights up a little. Oh, lovely fella.
I have mine. Yellow one.
Yep. So, little callback there.
Fabulous.
And the blacksmith, Yanis, turns to you, Reese. So, if we are done,
Be safe. Stay out of trouble.
and he clasps your hand in a good blacksmith strength like a handshake.
Reese returns it with probably less force.
Yeah, play the part of the wizard.
Still,
yeah.
still more than
Yeah.
still more than actual Kelvin.
Okay.
Only a little.
And he nods and looks. Doesn't look like it's going to let up anytime soon. Well, I was going to take a shower anyway. Ducks out into the rain and disappears into the night. At which
Reese is
point,
going to retreat back to the rest of the group.
yeah, and I think there's just lucky timing there because just as he moves away, Carolyn comes running up, having caught up.
Sees
Brushing
herself.
mud off of her face.
Yes.
John, before
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
There you guys go.
Go Theo.
Sorry.
Reese
I-
changes into another person.
I was going to say
Get used to that.
the Chad guard gets searching for Lucinarius, can't find them with that stealth check, but sees these twin sisters. He's like, "Hello, ladies."
No, not
Meanwhile, beneath a canvas awning on a covered market cart, the sound of the rain drumming on the surface above, mirroring your heartbeats as you're thrust so close together.
So I think my foot is like in his face. My head is in a bunch of.
Oh, you're breaking up.
Well, honestly.
Where was the head? Where was the head?
Oh God, no! I meant more like buried upside down in cabbages, guys. Don't be
Okay.
gross.
So you just cut out the worst moment.
No.
So, the two of you.
He emerges from a pile of cabbages and he looks over at Arius and he says, "This is a trope."
Indeed.
I want to hold Arius' hand and I want to say, you know, if any of this talk of rescuing families, holding his hand, and such, is making you feel upset or anxious or anything, and I'm sorry I brought up you not having a family earlier.
I've never had a family, so I don't actually have anything to miss.
Well, it's pretty nice. Like, for example, you know, sometimes they've always got like a plate set for you at a table and stuff.
Well, you guys, you're all I need.
Yeah, I think that's also okay. But I would support you if you ever wanted to look for your family.
Well, if I find them, great. If I don't, also fine.
Arius, give me a little something back.
I don't want to at the moment, Luce. Let's just get this mission done.
Cabbage? I hold him I hold a cabbage out.
He looks at you with disgust.
Fish? Yeah, we'll go find some. Maybe once this rain stopped.
He'll snuggle closer to you.
Hey,
Say
that's nice. The rain patters outside, etc.
Carolyn, Reese, as we go back under that awning on the building at the edge of the square. Anything you'd like to say as you're waiting out the storm here?
Preferably not near that guard.
Yeah, I think we've shooed the guard off very quickly.
No, sorry, I was just making a joke. It's okay. He didn't actually come up.
Oh, all right, no.
Okay.
I was
Ready to play along with it.
Thank you.
Well, certainly a change of scenery. How are you holding up?
Got the info.
Excellent. I
Wait out the rain.
we do. Can I just take this opportunity? Thank you, Reese. You've always had my back. You've
Well,
been
in
the.
all honesty, there is a little bit of a selfish element in that I don't want to be the leader.
I've noticed. Um,
And I do
and
think
I
you genuinely make a very good leader, so I'm very
Wait,
happy
a
to
leader
support
of
that.
whom? We need to decide.
I
'Cause I'm not there.
could be. I could be. But you're the one coming closest to convincing me that it's even a possibility. I've always hated the idea, but
As long as you keep that temper in check, I think we should be all right.
I'm working on that. I
I know.
promise. But we don't. I feel like I don't check in with you enough just to see how you are. If you're okay. You do so much for looking after me and the others. Emotionally, I feel like I don't return the favor enough, so I'd like to try a bit harder.
I mean, the thing about living on the underbelly is you get very used to taking care of yourself and your own people. So I don't expect anybody to look after me.
Well, expectation is not what family is about, is it?
Point.
Whatever comes next. I know you've got my back. I've got yours.
Thank you. That it means a lot to say that I trust you.
I know.
And
Right, enough
it's
of
not
that.
a lie.
I'm glad. Now, enough of the mushy mush. Um,
Good. We've got enough
information.
of that sopping wet around us.
We do. We really do. It's really not letting up, is it? Um, so you say you got the information.
Maybe we should wait till we get where we're going before dispersing that information. It should probably be good for Luce and Arius to have as well.
Yes.
Also,
let's
Arius. No, sorry. Luce is the one with the birds, so we can
That is true.
transmit it.
We can send out tweets.
That we can.
As you talk amongst yourselves and shelter, the rain eventually starts to lessen. And when it's tolerable, you quickly search around and find each other and go back to where the horses were tethered and make your way to a local inn for the evening.
I'd say so.
Enjoy the chance to not have to camp. And you deliver the intelligence, and Luce, once the weather gets better later in the evening, you send off one of your little pigeons. Muted.
I call them pigs.
Gotcha.
And I go Hong Kong when they leave.
Tobinae buto wa tada no buta da.
Oh my god, they speak.
Their voices have been unlocked.
I toyed briefly with one of your horses being Maxine, but I didn't.
Now, Maxine
Too
is
powerful
elsewhere.
for
We know this.
Chessenta.
we don't know what the timelines are. She's a very, very busy girl. She's a very busy girl.
She is.
She's doing so well.
And you, having safely got the intel away, and with a nice hot meal and some red wine in your bellies, have yourselves a rest. And
Woo.
a successful spy liaison mission gives you 2 renown, which
Hey.
books you up to 16. And the good news is, at 15 renown, you hit level 5.
Yeah.
So, my dear players, please level up before next time. And I hope that the new toys and abilities and health points, or hit points, sorry, will see you well, as over the next couple of sessions we will go our separate ways for a moment, as Luce and Arius attempt to make connections in the Bay of Chessenta, and Carolyn and Reese go in search of arcane force. So, it won't be that way around though. So Carolyn and Reese and hopefully Amenhotep will come and find you from the depths of the mountains in the south. We will be back in 2 weeks, but unfortunately without Luce and Arius. But Carolyn, Amenhotep and Reese will be trying to make contacts there in the northeast. And then just 1 week after that, on the was it the 1st, Arius?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, on September 1st, we'll be back with Luce and Arius and their aquatic adventures.
Yes.
And then hopefully, all being well and everyone being alive, everyone will meet up in Erebos the week after. Let us see. Now, I'm not exactly sure what my rehabilitation, hospital visits and things quite schedule is. So I'm going to be heading back into hospital next week to get an X-ray and check on how everything's going. So yeah, watch this space. But if I am here and able, we shall definitely be doing those things. So, thank you very much to my wonderful players and to all of you folks that have been hanging out in chat. It's been a pleasure as always. Patch, sorry, I never got to hear who got your spin.
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, I normally self-inflict, so.
You already had one. The only person who's escaped today is Luce.
Then we have to fix that immediately.
Okie doke. The other, I rolled a dice for Tallies and Phantoms. Sorry, Tally, as you were lurking there. So I rolled the dice for those ones, and Arius and Reese both got those ones. What I'm doing with the spins of the wheels here is the majority of them will kick in when we go into initiative.
Yeah.
Right.
And they'll kind of last through that there. If there are ones that are relevant outside of that kind of situation, if there are social ones, oops, or charisma or something like that, then it will happen immediately. Okay.
Cool.
So, Luce. Yes, Carolyn, yours is an old one. I can't even remember what it was now. I did an impromptu off the books stream before the accident. And the our good mutual friends, the Winchester brothers, got you a spin of the wheel there. So that one had been awaiting a while. So I did that one for you.
Yeah.
Luce, one last quick spin before we wrap things up here.
Okay.
What's gonna be? What's gonna be?
Thank you. I'm so excited.
Click. Hey, excellent. Luce, as you head off on your aquatic adventures, it will be with a random animal companion.
Oh, see?
So
In the farm.
could you quickly in Roll20 or chat on Twitch chat roll me a D28?
I'll have to do it in roll 20.
Okay. So /RD28.
I'm not typing.
Cobalt Fight Club. Where's it there?
D20.
Now, while we're just figuring this out, folks, please do jump into our giveaway. We have special giveaways to celebrate our return today. We have a Steam key for Baldur's Gate 3 and 3 vouchers for Troll Lord Games up for grabs today. So jump in on that. Okay, what was it, Luce?
It was a 12, and I very kindly decided not to join the giveaway for Baldur's Gate because I don't want to take it away from a viewer.
I said it was okay.
No, I can't. My ethics.
A 12.
If I already have it, so if I win it, you can have it.
You entered?
Yeah, because you said we could. I can gift it to someone else.
Go on, Emma. Jump in.
I'll jump in.
Do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the one and only time I can enter.
Hey, how you doing, Josh? Good to see you, mate. Luce, you and Arius will be accompanied on your journey into the Bay of Chessenta by a giant fire beetle.
Ooh, what?
So for our purposes of aquatic adventures, it will be a water beetle.
That's so funny.
Water beetle.
Giant fire water beetle. All right. So yes, there we go, folks. Good luck with the giveaway, everyone. Please jump in there. Yeah, I see Josh the Pirate's in there. Everyone do check out Corsair's Cove. Wonderful, wonderful folks over there. Let me drop that in chat. Hey, been Josh. Hope you've been well, mate. I am part cyborg now, and I've got big metal screws in my foot.
Oh.
What do I need to do here? Josh. I think I've got a Josh command. Do we have a Josh command? No! Why do I not have a Josh? I think it might be a pirate command, actually. Pirate? Yeah, there it is.
There we go.
Everyone do check out Corsair's Cove over there. Cheers, mate. Yeah, slowly getting there. Can't drive, which is fucking annoying. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
Okay, so difference. We are going to say goodbye to these fine adventurers over here and say thank you to those lovely folks that sponsor us here, and then we'll be drawing our lucky winners. So if you are not, ! Enter in the chat there for your chance to win Troll Lord vouchers or Baldur's Gate 3 Steam keys. That's what I'm trying to think. Okay, so jumping across the screen from me here, Luce, who art thou on the material plane?
Hello, I am Emma, and on the material plane I can be found at Emma City Art on Twitter. I make art. That was really good.
It is.
I make the art for this channel.
Usually the
commissions
art for this channel.
expired.
Yes, not this stream, but all the other ones.
Yeah, not this stream, but yeah, this channel. My commissions are unfortunately closed, but keep an eye out around September time if you want more art done for you. There you go.
Excellent. Thank you. Arias, are you about?
Oh, Aris, Lily is Fearsome Faye on TikTok, and has a very poorly leg, so it's also resting. No metal screws, so not quite a cyborg. But Lily and I are also pitching our book, which we co-wrote together based on a D&D campaign. So keep your eye on our Twitter if you want to learn more about that.
Nice.
Fun stuff.
Thank you.
So hard out there. Oh my god. Thanks.
And Karen Sturgrove.
Today I've been Karen Sturgrove, but in a material plane, I am Patch, the ever humble dungeon master for Quest Junkies. I'll just say one of the dungeon masters now, as we have multiple now. We're expanding. Yes, we play 3 weekly campaigns at the moment over on Quest Junkies. On Mondays, the Redania Chronicles, My Homebrew Chaotic World. Wednesday, the Wildmount Chronicles, where we destroy Matt Mercer's cannon. And as of last week, and later today, our gender-bent Curse of Strahd Nightmare Extravaganza, Stradelicious.
Yes, I have to go to bed so I can wake up in time.
We had quite the opening last session for session 1, and yeah, if you want to see me play like a Darkest Timeline, very different version of Kerlin that's not Kerlin, you can come watch me play Linnell, and probably get killed. But like, it's, you know, like the tagline for the campaign is "Oops, all mommies," because we're all playing hot mommies, and Strahd is a hot mommy, so you know, can't go wrong with it. And that's me. I make intro videos. I do a lot for this channel. Always a pleasure to be on this channel. So glad that you're back and you're doing better. I've missed you, and yeah, that's me. Hi.
Thank you. And last but not least, Reese.
I'm Aelin. I've been playing Reese, and you can find me on Wednesdays playing Disaster Chaos Queen Celosia on the Wildmount Chronicles on Quest Junkies, and every other Friday here.
Thank you kindly. And we are QuestJunkiesUK. We play lots of D&D and other TTRPGs, and it is a pleasure to be back. Sorry to have my leave of absence there, folks, but I was unfortunate and busted myself, so I had to go and get that sorted. But not quite done yet, but getting there. Thanks for all the lovely messages in the Discord and everything. If you would like to jump into Discord and you are not, then you can get all of the information about what's going on with us before it's anywhere else, and hang out with a bunch of nice folks there. Share what projects you've got going on in our self-promo channel. Look to be a player or look for players for your games in that kind of channel. All sorts of things in there. Jump in on that. How dare I? I'm not very good at taking care of myself. I did come out of hospital and immediately go to work the next day, but yes.
No.
I mean, I can be fairly chill when I'm working. I'm teaching here at Chessenta, and you can jump on in there and share some art or whatever you fancy. Please come and hang out with lots of lovely people there. Or if you want to catch up on all of the other fun stuff that we do and have done in the past, you can jump into the YouTube and see all the VODs of our previous campaigns and our ongoing campaigns here, as they are slowly uploaded onto there. And it will be an absolute pleasure to see you around if you are able. Now, not only are we supported artistically by the fabulous Emma City Art and Quest Junkies Patch with our art and intros, we have these lovely people who have been scrolling by beside me during the session today. A huge shout out to the author of this upcoming adventure, Chessenta's Tyranny. I really want to see how other people play it, because I'm sure it'll be completely different. So really fun to see other people running through the same campaign. So do check out all of the fab stuff over at CZRPG. They've got an awesome Patreon that you can jump in on, and they have a great newsletter which has got freebies and stuff in it just once a week. Not intrusive, don't share information with anyone, but you get lots of cool stuff from that. And then, of course, there is the fabulous DM Charlie Gaming Discord, another great place to get connected with professional DMs, a vetted cadre of awesome DMs over there, and a good community to hang out with and talk TTRPG stuff with. Also, of course, if you've been enjoying the music that we've been listening to today, you can head on over to the fabulous Sirenscape and give them a free trial. And if you want to become a super... Oh no, that's not the... I didn't write... Command isn't the full name. There you go. And if you want to be a super siren subscriber to the service there, you can get access to all of their hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of music and sound effects and things to put in your games and pipe around the world wherever your players may be. And speaking of players, everyone needs those beautiful click-clack math rocks, and the best place to go and find them is the fabulous Michelle and everyone over at Phoenix Dice. There is their stuff there. And speaking of CZRPG and Phoenix Dice, you can get the chance to jump in and grab yourself a discount with these fancy coupons that we've got going on, do use those two there. A chance you can get 15% off Phoenix Dice, 10% off all of CGRPG's catalogue with those codes. Do jump in on those. And last but not least, our sponsors for the giveaway today, the fabulous Chuck and everyone over at Trollord Games, who have given us some vouchers for their digital catalogue to jump in and take whatever you fancy from that. And with Mosea jumping in there, I think that is where we're going to close up the giveaway for today. Let me give it a refresh here, make sure we've got everyone in. Good luck, everybody. So, as I said, yes, 3 vouchers for Trollord Games, and thanks to the fabulous Thug, our Goliath Barbarian, as was in Candlekeep Mysteries, my brother-in-law, Alex, we are going to have a Steam key for Baldur's Gate 3 as well. So, let us see who our lucky winner is going to be. Closing up the entries. Good luck, everyone. All right. So let's come out swinging and see who is going to be the lucky winner of that Steam key first and foremost. So a Baldur's Gate 3 key is going to... We'll also double check they're still in the chat and make sure we can get contact with them. Phantom! Fix. Fix. Now, Phantom, do you have it already? Let's double check. It's you. Have you got it already, Phantom? I hope not.
The suspense.
Double check, double check. Want it to go to someone who hasn't had the chance to play yet? Nope. Excellent. Okay. So yes, we get,
Awesome.
get our fabulous mod Phantom hooked up in that. Hey Daisy, how you doing, lass? Okay, next up we have these lovely vouchers to give away. More talk. Self-confessed. Okay, so we have two $15 and a $25. So let's do our $15 ones first. First one going to Licitos. Congratulations. Double check they're still in the chat. Yes, indeed. Congratulations, Licitos. One of those vouchers heading your way. And the second $15 one going to Tally! Congratulations. I mean, you're in chat because you're right there.
Awesome.
Excellent. Okay, so we'll get that off to you ASAP. And lastly, the big $25 voucher. Get yourself lots of goodies over on the Trollord Games catalogue there. Going to Apps789. They've been active in chat all the way through there. Congratulations, Apps. Which I don't think is Apsy. I thought it was Apsy when they first popped up.
I thought it was.
Yeah, is it you, Apsy? I forgot what your username is at the moment. No way. Yes way. Coming right
John, I'm
at
just
you.
going to have to drop out really quickly because it's already half an hour later than I
No
could stay. But I love
probs.
you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're done here. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay, I love you guys.
Thank you.
Give our love to Lily as well.
Will do.
Okay, everyone. Thank you all so much. We'll hand that. Ooh. hang on. This one. Okay, just the three of us. Just the three of us. Okay. It is Apsy. There we go.
Hey.
Okay, good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Okay, right. So yes, enjoy that coming your way. So Apsy's Baldur's Gate 3 character in the Discord before. Good to see you jumping in there, mate. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining us. Absolute pleasure. We are going to head off raiding, of course. Let's see who is on at the moment. Well, lots of people.
Mike Disney, GM Workshop.
I think our good friend GM Workshop has got plenty of people already. Yeah, it's been a while, so let's jump in and see our good mate Mike Disney, who'll be doing some lovely miniature painting, I think. Looks like it.
Nice.
Yes. Okay, so yes, let's go and say a big hello to our friend Mike Disney. So everyone, please do stick around for that raid. If you've got them, let those phoenixes fly. But until next time, which won't be on Monday with Tomb of Annihilation, I'm afraid, because it's a big holiday over here. So we'll be back as we return to the Underdark and Out of the Abyss next Wednesday night or Thursday morning, depending where you are. Looking forward to that. Lucius, you got one of the $15 vouchers that'll be heading your way. I'll send you a message soon. But till then, my friends, we will see you all again very, very soon. And as we like to say around these parts, Oyasumi.
Oyasumi.
Oyasumi.